Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, as we already till now we already studied something about this anumana. In English, sometimes we refer it as inference. So what we already learn about this anumana, types of anumana, we already studied these types of anumana. So what were the three types we discussed about anumana? One is
Purvavat, Sheshavat, and Samanyatoda.
पूर्ववत, शेषवत, and सामान्यतो दृष्ट. तो drishta. So these are three types of anumana. I already explained you what is purvat. Purvat means when we are inferring to gain knowledge of purva, to gain knowledge of past. Means when we are observing some uh, effect, and on the basis of that effect we want to know the cause, and for knowing the cause if we are inferring, then it is purvavat. Purva means past, when you are inferring to know the past. Seshwat means when you are inferring to know the future. You are seeing a cause and you are inferring to know the future, to know the effect. For example, you are seeing clouds, and clouds on a clouds in a night, so you can infer like uh, by tomorrow morning it could be rain. So you are inferring future, you are seeing a cause, and on the basis of that cause you are going to infer the effect. This is Seshwat. Samanyato Drishta, as I already told you, Samanyato Drishta is same as inductive reasoning. While observing five or six particular observation, if you are coming with a general statement, if you are inferring a general statement, then it is samanyato drist. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, I told you uh, for anumana three things are there. One is paksha, one is hetu, and one is sadhya. This is also clear.
Yes, sir.
These are elements of Anumana. Okay. Just one time, I will just give one more example so that before starting new things on this Anumana, these things will be revised. Okay. For example, while observing smoke on a mountain, you infer there could be fire. Okay. So tell me what is the hetu in this?
So hate
Smoke.
smoke.
Hetu is
Smoke.
Smoke.
Hetu is smoke, means the thing on the basis of which we are inferring, because of which we are inferring. Hetu, if we directly translate this hetu into English, it will be cause. Hetu means cause of something, cause of your inference. Why you are inferring? Because you have seen smoke. Sadhya. Sadhya means the thing we want to prove. So sadhya is
Mountain.
Sadhya
no
is the
sadhya
mountain. No, fire, sir. Here it is fire in this example.
not mountain.
Sadhya is
Sadhya
yes,
is
yes. Sadhya is fire. Yes.
fire. Means the thing or the element which we want to be which we want to prove, which we are inferring. This is satya. So we are inferring of fire. We want this fire to be proved on mountain. If you are giving this argument to someone, then you are inferring. If you are if you are giving this argument to someone, then what is your ultimate aim? Your ultimate aim to prove this fire on mountain. So this is sadhya. And paksha means the place or the element on which we are doing inference, that is paksha. I already told you this paksha is minor term, this is middle term, and this is major term. This is element of anumana. Okay, now we can
Sir,
also
sir, Paksha is the minor term. Sadhya is the major. Hetu is the major term.
no, hetu is
Sadhya
middle
is the
term.
middle term.
Sadhya is the major term, and the Hetu is the middle term, right?
Hetu is the middle term, because middle term always connect minor term and major term, and in this who is connecting mountain and fire? The smoke.
Smoke.
Okay, so that's why hetu is middle term.
Sir, here Hetu is the example smoke, right?
Hetu is smoke. Sadhya.
And Sadhya is fire.
Sadhya is fire and paksa is mountain. Just try to understand the concept. Don't try to just don't try of rote learning. If you will just try to understand the concept, then it will be very easy for every example, and you can do every question without any hesitation or without any difficulty. So hetu means the cause of our inference, the observation we are having, the perception we are having, the direct perception we are having. Once they asked a question like, out of this hetu and out of this hetu and sadhya, which one is direct perception and which one is fruit of that direct perception? So which one is direct perception?
Smoke.
Smoke is direct
Smoke
perception, no, sir.
means hetu is our direct perception. As I already told you, like what is inference? Inference is on the basis of some direct perception, on the basis of some pratyaksha. We are inferring something. So this hetu is our direct perception. This hetu is our observation. On the basis of this hetu, we are inferring sadhya on paksha. So this is element of anumana. Okay, next two types of anumana are there. Again, we are classifying this anumana on the basis of for whom you are inferring. For whom you are doing this action, because if you are doing something, it should be for someone. Nobody does anything, nothing for nothing without any reason. So you are doing something, so it should be for someone. So for whom you are doing anumana? One is swarthanumana. Swarthanumana. Again, please go through these Hindi terms, because English term you will find different in every book. In every other book, there will be some different terms. So just try to remember these Hindi terms and basic English terms associated with these terms. Swartha means swa-artha, means for self we are doing anumana. We are inferring for self. It could be like we want to understand some phenomena, we want to understand something, so we are doing inference. Other is parartha numana for others. So Swarthanumana, for example, you want to understand something like uh, tomorrow morning you have to go something, you want to go to a picnic or something. So in the night you are observing the sky. Will it be rain tomorrow or will it be not rain tomorrow? So this is Swarthanumana. Pararthanumana means either you are explaining something to someone or either you are argumenting with someone, you are debating with someone. So you have to explain something uh, to someone, so you are inferring for that. So this is Pararthanumana. Is it clear?
Sir, Parartha, just give one example, sir, inferring for others.
Pararthanumana means similar condition will be there, but just you are explaining to someone else. For example, in place of you, your brother wants to go to a picnic. So you are explaining him like it could be rain, please don't go because there are clouds in the sky. This is example of Pararthanumana. Is this clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now we already discussed five. Just a minute. Yes, we already discussed the elements of Anumana, types of Anumana. Now the steps of Anumana. As I already told you, Anumana or inference is a very organized process. It is not like that you are inferring without any cause, you are inferring without any proof, without any general statement. It is not like that. That is called this type of inference without any proof. What we call that?
Sir, Arthapatti.
Yes, Arthapatti. So Arthapatti is without any proper structure. You can infer anything like we are doing in most of the thing in our life. But Anumana is very much uh, reliable, very much organized. That's why every darshan, most of the darshan accept this Anumana. The most logical darshan, as we discussed, the most logical darshan is our Nyaya darshan. And Nyaya darshan is accepting Anumana as a source of knowledge, as a proof of knowledge. So it means Anumana is not something without any proper proof, without any proper structure. Anumana is very much organized. Anumana is very much structured. So let's see the steps of Anumana. What should be the steps of Anumana if you are going to infer something or if you are going to explain someone this Anumana? What should be the step? Let's discuss that. Before that, one more point, and it is also asked in UGC. So there are five steps of Anumana. So once UGC asks this question, Anumana has five steps. It is very much organized. So which Anumana should be more organized? Swarthanumana or Pararthanumana?
Pararthanumana will be more organized because we have to explain somebody.
Yeah, we have to explain somebody. Very good. That's why Swarthanumana don't need this Panchavya, don't need this 5 step. Swarthanumana, you can just infer anything to you without it should be it should have a proof, but you don't need to completely organize that structure of anumana. But if you are going to explain something to someone, then you need to be very organized with this anumana, so that the second person or the person to whom you are explaining should agree with your argument. Okay, so this is 5 membered syllogism or 5 steps of Anumana, also known as 5 membered inference. And in many books, 5 membered syllogism you will also see. So first is Pratigya. Proposition. The statement you want to prove. This is Pratigya. That statement you want to prove through your inference, this is Pratigya. In this, what will be your Pratigya?
Fire, sir.
Fire on
Yeah, we want
mountain.
to prove that there is a fire.
But you want to prove fire. This is your term you want to prove. But the statement will be Pratigya is not some term. Pratigya is a statement. So your statement will be there is fire on mountain. This should be your statement, and this is Pratigya. Next is Hetu or cause. So Hetu and cause is your second step. So you have to give statement also, you have to also give statement for this. So Hetu means uh, the perception or the observation because of which we are inferring. So Hetu will be because there is smoke on mountain. So this second statement will be your Hetu. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Third statement is general principle. As I already told you, there is a general principle in Anumana. This general principle, along with example, means you are explaining this inference to someone. First, you will say there is fire on mountain. Why? Because there is smoke on mountain. And wherever or whenever there is smoke, there could be fire. This is your general statement. Just attach an example with this, like in kitchen with fire, there is smoke. So what we are now doing, we are presenting a general statement. Wherever there is smoke, there could be fire. And like in kitchen with fire, there is smoke. You can also give one more example. And any numbers of example you can give here. So third step is you are explaining the general principle behind that, and you are giving one example with that. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
So
sir,
what is
does
it
this
called, sir?
Yes.
this third statement, does it have any name in Sanskrit? Like we said, first step is pratigya, second step is hetu, but does third step is known as general principle along with example, or it
In
has some
Hindi,
name?
known as udharana, example. Yes. Thank you for asking. Udharana, I forgot. Hetu, udharan. Udharan in Hindi, it means example. So, udharana, you need to remember this, and for understanding general principle along with example. Now, is it
Got it, sir.
clear?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, next is upanya or upnay. So, upanya or upnay is application. So, this is general statement कि wherever there is smoke, there could be fire. So let's apply this general statement to this particular or this situation. Like the situation, the condition which we are observing, apply that general statement now to this situation. For example, wherever there is smoke, there could be fire. Like in kitchen, with fire there is smoke, and in mountain there you can see smoke. So what we are doing, we are just applying this general principle, or in technical terms, we are presenting the paksha and hetu together in this. Like in paksha, there is hetu present. Hetu is also present in paksha, like all other example. Like in kitchen, whenever there is smoke, there would be fire. So in Upanya, what we are doing in Upanya, we are applying this to our particular situation. Like in mountain, you can see smoke. And next, fifth one is Nigaman. Nigamana. It is conclusion. In mountain, there you can see smoke, and that's why there is fire on mountain. In conclusion, you are just proving your point, what you want to prove. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now just
So
give
in the
one more.
conclusion, we have all the three coming together, right, sir? Pratyaksha,
Not all,
Hetu, and Sadhya.
not all three. In conclusion, there will be only Sadhya and Paksha and Sadhya,
Okay.
because you
So
want to
in
put
the
Sadhya
mountain,
on.
there is fire.
In the mountain there is fire. This you want to prove, na? This is your conclusion.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
these are 5 steps of, yes, Anumana.
So it looks something like the premises and conclusions that we have worked on, right? Syllogisms.
That's why it is also known as five-membered syllogism.
Yeah. So
Yes.
here the
So
hetu is gone. Hetu is gone. We only give the major term and the mountain, which is the
mountain.
yapaksha.
And you are just proving your point. In there will be some confusion in Upanya, but try to understand in Upanya what we are doing. We are just applying that general principle to our situation and presenting like wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So on that mountain, there is smoke, and in the next statement, you will say that's why there is fire. Okay, now give one more example. Starts with this one, Pratikya. I will write here, Pratikya. Okay, any example from your side?
Yes, sir. So can we take this, sir? Like if a child wants to convince their parents about going on a vacation,
Mm-hmm.
the child might refer to his or her friend and say that, so this person has gone. The intention is because there were exams, and after the exams, the child wants to go on a vacation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the child is trying to convince the parent that because my friend has gone for vacation after the exam, I would also like to go.
Okay, actually this problem is having a hetwabhas, means problem in inference or error in inference. That is our next topic. We will take this example. But for now, just take some easy topic like where hetu will be directly connected to your sadhya every time.
Okay.
So can we say that hard work will result in passing the exam?
Hard work will result in passing the exam. Yes, this we can say. Hard work, and hard work is your hetu, and passing the exam is your but this statement is already a hetu, means hard work is a hetu and
Yeah.
passing the exam is
So
your sad.
passing the exam can be sadhya and hard work can be hetu.
Hard work can be hetu. And what uh, paksha you will take here?
Mhm.
Exam is function. So you want to
uh,
prove that when you do hard work, you are passing the exam. Like,
okay, you
yes,
can
sir.
take an
While
exam, for
exam,
example net exam, net UGC net exam. You can take it as your
Sadhya.
minor term, non paksha.
Taksha.
Paksha, yeah, minor term.
Hard work is your hetu,
Hetu.
and passing is your
Sadhya.
sadhya. So in pratigya, pratigya is as we already discussed this, pratigya is the statement you want to prove. So this is just like conclusion. So with hard work, you will pass the exam. This is pratigya. So hetu, okay, no, pratigya will be uh, in pratigya you are trying to prove your point. So we will pass UGC NET exam this time. This will be our pratigya. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look at this. This is our Paksha, this is Hetu, this is Sadhya. Ultimately, what we want to do, we want to prove this Sadhya on Paksha, like fire on mountain.
Exam.
So we will pass UGC NET exam. This will be our statement. What will be the Hetu? Hetu will be the middle term because we are doing hard work. This is
Mm.
our Hetu. Next
Yes,
is
sir.
Uddhar, mean general statement. What it will be, whenever we do hard work, we can pass any
Yes.
exam.
Yes, sir.
For example, we have done hard work in our 12th and we passed that exam. Next is Upanya. Next is Upanya. Connect this general statement to your particular situation. We are also doing hard work in this UGC NET exam.
So
Now,
we will
con-
pass.
yes, now finish that argument with your conclusion that will be same as your first statement. That's why we will pass this UGC NET exam. Now, is it clear?
Sir, repeat
Yes,
the
sir.
opener, sir. Last statement, last one.
Last one is similar as our first statement, Pratigya, which we want to prove. In conclusion, what we are doing, we are just adding that's why to the Pratigya, means that's why we will pass UGC NET exam. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for example, now let's talk about the general principle of Anumana. This is not the actual heading. I'm just trying to correlate what we have studied till now. What is the general principle of this Anumana? And that general principle is known as Vyapti. So, what is Vyapti? And why this Vyapti is very much important in our Anumana, and why this Vyapti is known as base of Anumana. So first you have to clear what is Vyapti. So Vyapti is a eternal, or we can say a specific relation between two things which would never broke. So it's a eternal specific relation between two things. The main point you need to understand, it is specific relation between two things. There is always a relation between two things. Only because of this relation we can infer. For example, there is relation between fire and smoke. There is a eternal relation which cannot be broken. There is a relation between water and wetness or wet surface. This is also a eternal, means which never uh, could be broken. Whenever there will be water, it will be wet. Whenever there will be fire, it will be smoke. So this is called Vyapti. Vyapti means a eternal specific relation between these between two things. Only because of Vyapti, if we observe one thing, we can infer other thing. So it's because of Vyapti or that eternal relation, only because of Vyapti or that eternal relation we infer the other thing by observing one thing. So this is Vyapti. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Vyapti has two terms. One is Vyapaka and one is Vyapya. One is Vyapaka and one is Vyapya. Vyapya. Minute difference is there in these two terms, Vyapaka, 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 Vyapya. So one is Vyapaka and one is Vyapya. So this Vyapaka is our Sadhya, which we are inferring. And Vyapya means this is our middle term or Hetu. And on the basis of which we are inferring, this is called Vyapya. For example, uh, many times in many books or many teachers explain this with different method, like Vyapaka means which is present everywhere. Vyapya means which is limited to some places, but no need to understand this. Just you can just understand Vyapaka means the sadhya, the thing we want to prove, the thing we are inferring, that is Vyapaka. Vyapya means middle term or Hetu. If you will understand like this, then for example, if there is fire in a building and you are inferring that there will be smoke and people will uh, people will having difficulty in breathing. So if this is your statement, now which is your middle term and which is your sadhya, which is hetu and which is sadhya?
Fire is Hetu and smoke is Sadhya.
Now this changed. Fire is hetu and sadhya is smoke. So now these two terms also get changed. Now your vyapaka is smoke and vyapya is fire. So please don't confuse in this. Just correlate it with sadhya and middle term. Vyapaka means sadhya, which we are inferring. Vyapaka means middle term. So these are two elements or vyapti, and there is always a eternal relationship which cannot be broken between vyapaka and vyapya. Okay, two types of vyapti or relation are there. One is anvay. This is known as positive relation. Means presence of one. presence of one indicating presence of other. So Anvay Vyapti means if presence of something. For example, if presence of fire indicating that presence of smoke indicating that there is fire. So if in this what is happening, the presence of fire indicating us that there can be smoke, or it can be vice versa. Like if you are observing smoke on a mountain, so presence of smoke indicating you presence of fire on that mountain. So this type of vyapti is known as Anvay Vyapti. Next one is Vyati Vyapti. Vyati Rekha. Vyatireka Vyapti. So Vyatireka Vyapti means absence of something. Absence of one thing lead to absence of other thing. If absence of one thing is leading you or is indicating you the absence of other thing, that means these two objects are also having Vyatirek Vyapti. Now let's take an example. Smoke and fire. So whenever there is smoke, whenever there is presence of smoke, there is fire. So presence of smoke is leading to presence of fire. So these two are having Vyatireka Vyapti. But does absence of smoke means absence of fire?
No.
Because in your home, when you are using LPG, there is fire, but there is no visible smoke. That means these two terms having a relationship, Vyapti, which type of Vyapti? Vyatirek Vyapti, where presence of one is indicating to presence of other, but absence of one does not mean other will also be absent. Is this clear? Two types of Vyapti is clear. Any confusion in this? Vyatireka and Anvay. Any doubt you are having in this?
So
Sir,
in the Vyatireka Vyapti, for the example that you have taken, if we take the presence of smoke, we also know that there's a presence of fire, but the
Huh.
absence of smoke does not indicate or lead to the absence of fire.
That means they are not having uh, this Vyatireka Vyapti. They are only having Anvay Vyapti. Now give me an example of where there is Vyatirek Vyapti also present. Means absence of something also telling us absence of other thing.
Sir, the example that we have taken is that of Anda Vyapti, right?
That is
Compare
only
that is
Anvay
not a
Vyapti.
Vyatireka Vyapti.
That is not a Vyatireka Vyapti.
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
there's some confusion. I mean, absence of one thing leads to absence of other thing. It is Vyatirek Vyapti, right?
It is Vyatireka Vyapti.
So in Vyatirek Vyapti, there is relation between two things, but the presence or absence, I mean, it can be like, smoke is not present, but fire is there. This will come under Vyatirek Vyapti.
Uh, Smoke is not there and fire is there. No, it is against of Vyatireka Vyapti.
Okay, okay, sir. Yeah.
Sir, I can think of one example. If
Yes.
the absence of rain, with the
Hmm.
absence of rain, there is absence of vegetation.
Absence of rain, absence of
Vegetation in
vegetation.
the sense any green lands that we see.
Yeah. It it is a good example if we are doing some Seshwat Anumana. For example, we are inferring for future whether there will be vegetation or there will be good plantation or greenery or not. So if rain is happening, rain is there, it is raining good, it will lead to good greenery. So presence of rain will lead to presence of greenery. Which Vyapti is this?
Anvaya.
Anvaya Vyapti. But absence of rain will also tell us about absence of greenery. So which Vyapti is this? This Vyapti is known as Vyatirek. For example, many times we infer like in this year the rain is not proper, there is not much rain, so there will be not much yield of various crops. So absence of one thing is also telling us about absence of other things. So means this Vyapti is also following Vyatireka property also. Some Vyapti only follows Anvaya property. Some Vyapti only follows Vyatirek property and some Vyaptis follows both property, Anvaya and Vyatirek. Okay,
Sir,
is it
one more
clear?
example I can tell. There is because there is no fuel in the car, so car is unable to switch on. Absence of fuel.
If there is
Absence of
fuel,
fuel.
will lead to absence of car will not start.
Yeah.
हाँ,
If there is fuel, it can start. So it is both Anvaya and Vyatireka.
Vyatireka Vyapti. Yes. So now you all understood the two types of Vyapti, Anvaya Vyapti and Vyatirek Vyapti. Now let's come to the last topic of this Indian logic, that is Hetwabhas.
So we can also take the example of good government and prosperous country.
Yes, you can take it is also a very good example. Whenever there is good governments, there will be prosperous country, and whenever there is absence of good governance, the country will not be prosperous. Good example. Okay, you want to take a screenshot of any of this, or should I just close this?
Sir, I want to take the screenshot of two types of Yapti are there. No? Just
I
a
will
minute.
do. I will just download it as a PDF, but I don't think after some time you will able to understand this handwriting.
Sir, please share this, sir. We can able to.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I will share this now.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, now the last topic, that is Hetwabhas. Hetwabhas means error in inference, or we can also say mistakes in inference. If we are doing some mistakes in inference, if our inference or if our anumana is not correct, then it is known as Hetwabhas. So four or five types of Hetwabhas are there. Let's discuss those all Hetwabhas. First one is the Vyabhichara. Again, Sa Vyabhichara. Savyabhichara means when your hetu is connected with many sadhya, then this type of uh, condition is known as savyabhichara. As you gave that example, uh, if my friend is going out, then I also need to go out, or I will also go out. So if one friend is going out, it is connected to many situations. You can go, you cannot go. Both types of condition are there. So it is savyabhichara. Hetu is only connected to a single sadhya, so that you will not uh, be confused. So one example of this savyabhichara means, for example, you have seen wet roads.
Sir, I'll give one example. One example comes to my mind. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Passing in the exam might be because of many sadhyas like hard work, copying, or it could also be any other ways. Like two reasons that I could think of is one is hard work, which is straightforward. Two is by copying.
This is also a good example. Like in this also your sadhya means passing the exam is related to many things. One more example, for example, wet roads. You have seen wet roads, like uh, this is your hetu, you are observing wet roads. So many sadhya can be there. Either it could rain, and if you are just observing a wet road of a single place and there is no water in any other places, then you can say it could be some water tanker or something. So when your hetu is presenting, your hetu is connected with various sadhya, then it is known as savyabhichar. And it happens most of the time. No hetu is connected to a particular sadhya. Every hetu is connected with two or three sadhya. If you are observing smoke, it could happen that there is fire, or it could happen that someone is indicating you someone need help. There
Or there
is
could be because of fire, or there could be an industrial smoke, right? Because of the
uh,
machinery.
then there could be an industry also. Yes. So that's why Anumana is organized, but Anumana is Anumana. Anumana is not direct perception. So it cannot be accurate like direct perception, but it is organized up to an extent, and every hetu is connected to many sadhya. And this type of uh, this type of anumana, when you where your hetu is connected to many sadhya, one hetu and many sadhya, it will known as savyabhichar. Next one is viruddha. Sorry, viruddha. Now please try to differentiate between all these errors of Hanumana. Viruddha means when your hetu is instead of proving sadhya, it is opposing sadhya. Means you are giving such a hetu which is instead of proving that sadhya, it is opposing sadhya. This type of anumana is known as viruddha. For example, you are explaining to someone like you can see dry roads, so it might be rained. What you are doing, you are giving a hetu that is in place of proving your point, in place of proving your sadhya. Your hetu, your particular hetu, that hetu you are giving is going against this. So this type of anumana is known as viruddha. And this you can uh, you will be thinking like this is very simple and this is very dumb to give some hetu which is instead of proving our point, it is against our point. But most of the time in very deep things, in things those are having very deep meaning, we are always doing so. If a hetu is conveying us something, for example, the most deep lesson of spirituality, there is a single hetu. For example, we are observing our life. So a spiritual person is observing it differently, and we are observing it differently. So it happens many times. So viruddha means where your hetu, instead of proving sadhya, it is opposing sadhya. Just remember easy example, then you can solve any question with any difficulty. Third is Satya Pratipaksh. Minute difference will come from now. Satya Pratipaksha. Satya Pratipaksha. Satya Pratipaksha means when on against of one hetu, other hetu present.
So repeat this once again. When?
Against of one hetu, on against of one hetu, other hetu is also present on that scenario, on that condition. So you will now have difficulty in this anumana. Let's
So
take one example.
example is maybe a crime scene where there are multiple suspects.
Huh. This many hetus will be there who are cancelling each other. It will be a good example. But to simplify this, for example, you are seeing wet roads. This is a hetu. It will lead to a conclusion that it might rain. But nearby to this wet road, there are also some dry roads you can see. So now this hetu, against of this hetu, one more hetu we have dry roads. So now we are confused. This type of condition is known as Satya Pratipaksh. Pratipaksh means against. When we have some hetu, but suddenly we came to know that on against of that hetu, some hetu is also present who is telling against. So this is known as Sat Pratipaksh. Next. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is Asiddh. On the basis of which thing you are inferring? What is the base of your inference? On the basis of which thing you are inferring? As we are discussing from first, like on the basis of perception, we are inferring that direct perception, and we called it as hetu. Only on the basis of hetu we are inferring something. What if this hetu is incorrect only? And this hetu is false, then your inference will also be false. For example, you are seeing smoke on a mountain and you are inferring of fire, but the thing you are pointing at smoke, it is not smoke, it is mist or fog. So now your inference is not correct. Your inference will be in vain because the hetu you are choosing for inference, that is not correct and that is false itself. So how can it leads to a valid conclusion? So in this asiddha hetu is incorrect or hetu is false. Is it clear?
Sir, can we take the example of the fat person that we took for the previous the Western fallacies? You told that there's a fat person, and we come to the conclusion that he's a glutton or eats a lot.
Uh-huh. In this, if the person, for that your perception of seeing that person fat should be wrong, the person should not be fat, then only we called it as a asiddha hetu example. Means
So
hetu should be wrong.
Can you give one more example of this, sir?
Okay, one more example of hetu. Ashiddha means okay, just again simple example. You are uh, seeing clouds on night and you are thinking it might be rain. But the problem is there was no cloud there, only because of smoke and all. You are unable to see the stars. That's why you thought there were clouds, but in reality there were no clouds. So Hetu is clouds. On the basis of these clouds, we are inferring that it could rain. But in reality, there is no cloud. So this is example of Asiddha. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, Badhit. Badhit means when you are inferring something and that comes to be wrong by direct perception or pratyaksha. When you are inferring something and after some time you came to know that we were inferring wrong, because now you have direct perception of that thing. For example, in a mountain you see smoke and there is fire. You are inferring this, there could be fire. After some time your friend comes to you and he tells you like, I'm coming from that mountain only, and there is no fire. Some people are bursting crackers there. So in this, what happened? No other hetu is present, no other inference is there. What happens? You are inferring of fire, but after some time your friend came and he is having direct perception of that place, that I was coming from that mountain only, and there was no fire. Some people are bursting crackers there. That's why there is that much smoke. So this is known as Badhit. One more example you can take. For example, you see wet roads everywhere and you have just seen wet roads in front of your house, and without seeing anywhere else, you just came to a conclusion that it might be rained. This is your conclusion, this is your sadhya. But after some time your brothers come to you and he will told you, I was awake all the night, there was no rain. Some municipality workers, they were just cleaning the road with some tanker. So again, a direct perception is cancelling your inference. This type of errors are known as badhit. Inferring something and that comes to be wrong by direct perception or pratyaksha. This is last type of hetvabhas, badhit. Is it clear?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt? Okay. So these are 5 types of hetvabhas, and please try to summarize this, try to repeat this on your own. Then only once you will just understood this, then you will not have any problem in solving any question or any uh, difficult question. So right now we will stop here. If you are having any problem, then ask.
Sir, the link which you
Yes.
shared is not able to open in.
Which link
I
I
already
shared?
downloaded a jump.
Okay, that was the only link of this whiteboard, but it is visible on your screen now, so no need to open that link.
No, it is not open also.
No need to open that link because I am presenting you screen directly now.
Okay, okay. You told us that that previous one you are going to share. That's
That PDF I will share, ma'am. That is
okay, okay,
different
okay,
PDF.
okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
okay, ma'am.
Sorry, so this anything else more is there in logical reasoning, or we are done with the logical reasoning?
Okay, Indian logic, we finished just one more class, one or two classes. In one class, I will finish the Venn diagram, which will be the extra edge for this logical reasoning to solve all the question. We will get an extra edge. And in next class, we will just discuss previous year, previous 3 or 4 years question in tomorrow morning class.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and that
Yes.
some fallacies are remaining from the informal fallacy, those
Yeah,
and
you
this.
said you will teach when
uh,
you will teach one diagram.
yeah, after Venn diagram, and we will also solve some question on the basis of Venn diagram, like if you are not knowing anything, if you forgot everything, or if you want to cross check your answer, how can you cross check with the help of Venn diagram? These all things we will try to discuss in evening class.
So, sir, we will get 5 questions from this unit now, sir.
5 question will be there, and you can easily attempt 3 and 4 question easily.
Okay.
And even 5 question you can do, but 5 question practically I am saying because every time they gave a question from outside, and but we can aim for 5 question, but practically easily you can do 4 question easily, or minimum 3 question at least you can do from this unit. If you
Okay, sir.
do or 4 question from each unit now, then it is enough for paper one. Practically, it is very much enough. If you are doing 4 question from each unit, means you are doing 40 question out of 50. 80 marks are very good in paper one. Even if you are doing
Yes, sir.
3 question, then it will
Hmm.
be around 60 question, 60 marks from paper one, and it is also very good for paper one.
Yes, sir, but some units like the higher education and all, so many things to just put in, sir. Like so many
There's
facts.
options for us because that environment sir left halfway through.
Environment, I will cover the remaining one. Two subjects are there. One is environment, one is higher education. Only these two subject needs, like you have to do rote learning everything. You have to remember each and every point in higher education and environment. So for
Hmm.
that, to study everything, and in higher education and environment also 4 question you can easily do if you will cover some points related to, not in environment, actually environment is most uh, we can say most controversial subject of this UGC NET. Sometimes they give 3 or 4 questions through the disaster management itself, and their syllabus only contain a single topic from disaster management. Sometimes they give example from this cyclone, tsunami. These all question you can expect in environment. So that's why environment is not that much reliable. Environment is most unreliable subject in this UGC NET exam. Except environment, you can target 4 question and 5 question also. Like for example, in reading comprehension, please try to solve at least 10 or 15 reading comprehension by yourself. And if you are comfortable both in Hindi and English, try both in Hindi and English also. And if you are going to attempt in English only, then please try to solve at least 10 or 15 reading comprehension, that too not from any book, not from any KVS Madar, not from any Arihant. Try to do it from UGC NET previous year paper, and that too only after 2021. Because communication is like, every time we think like it is very easy, but you end up with 2 or 3 right question. It is very much confusing. You need a very good understanding, you need very good practice to do those comprehension. And in comprehension also, it is very difficult to do all 5 question. 4 question you can do with practice. So at least try to solve 10 or 15 reading comprehension passage by UGC NET previous year exams. DI and maths. In maths, if you are not having good practice of maths, no need to worry. If you don't have a good maths background, you are not from a maths background, it's been years that you have studied maths, then no need to worry about maths. Maths and reasoning forms 5 question. Out of those 5 question, 2 or 3 question are from reasoning and 2 or 3 question are from maths. So no need to worry about those 2 or 3 question. Those are from maths. If you are not from maths background, just leave that completely. Don't try to solve simple interest. Don't try to solve these all things, because it will take very much time and you will be ended up with nothing. Because it is like, to solve a problem of maths, you need to have complete knowledge of 6th class maths, 7th class maths, 8th class, 9th class, 10th class maths, because maths is a progressive subject. If you are reading simple interest, then you have to know the ratio and proportion, you have to know average, you have to know percentage very well. So if you are not from maths background, please leave those 3 maths question. It is a like self goal step to run behind those 3 question. You can do reasoning very easily. In 10 or 15 hours, you can just prepare whole reasoning, and those 2 and 3 question from reasoning you can do easily. DI,
Sir, will
DI
you
is,
take us through a revision session, sir, for this, for reasoning?
for this, for which subject you are talking about?
For reasoning.
Okay, for reasoning, I will take a revision session. And for DI, how many of you are not from maths background?
I'm not from maths background, sir. I was a science student.
Okay, remaining, are you from math background? Are you very
No, sir.
math? So, okay, if you are, yes. Okay, if you are not from maths background, we will do one thing. DI, I will just give you 8 or 9 formula. Eight or nine formula. You just need to cram those formula. You just need to remember that formula, and you can apply that formula anywhere in DI. Many people compares DI with maths, but maths is like, if we rate difficulty of maths and DI, then in maths question, those are only dedicated to maths. The difficulty is around 7 or 8. But if you will observe DI question, the difficulty is around 2 or 3. Very easy question they gives in DI, and I will try to take 2 or 3 classes of DI also, so that at least you can attempt those questions. Not much time is remaining, but if you will understand the concept, if you will just learn how to apply the formula. In DI is a kind of reasoning. You just need to learn some formula and you just know how to apply those formula. Nothing else is needed in DI. So I will try to cover that DI also. In 2 or 3 classes we can do.
Sir,
And
Subir sir did the GI class, but it was only one class. And probably, yeah, if you can give us the tips and formulas for handling DI, that will be nice.
yeah. Actually, I talked with Sudhir sir. He taught like uh, as a general class, a very good maths like detailed session he gave for maths, and DI he only concluded all these things because in maths most of the things are covered. But how we will now cover this, like for those students like who are not comfortable in maths, for everyone there is different strategy na. So by that perspective we will try to cover the DI, how to solve DI even if we are having some problem in maths. And you can believe it is very much easy. You don't need to go in that much depth of maths and all to solve DI. So you can leave that maths 2 or 3 question completely. You can aim for reasoning question, you can aim for DI question, and remaining all the unit, if you are practicing, you can easily uh, mark up to 3 or 4 questions from every unit. So it's your first attempt. Everyone is having it
Yes, sir.
their first attempt.
No, sir, I have
Okay,
given already one attempt.
you have already
So,
I
given
think
one.
this is the first time.
yeah.
First time you are giving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Manoj sir, you have already given NET. Have you prepared earlier for a NET exam, or you have just tried it?
No, sir, I have just tried. I didn't prepare. So I missed the net qualification by 2 or 4 marks. So in the paper
Okay,
one, I was able to, without even prior knowledge, I was able to get some 28 questions right. Like that is around 54 marks, 56, like that I got. That's the issue, sir. Like now I feel a bit confident, but I just wanted to ask you, sir, I'm not able to, like, for me, higher education is tough. I can't. I tried remembering the facts. What do you suggest, sir? Like, higher education, I'm not able to do cope up with that. So,
higher education and environment, as I already told you, it is just like paper two. Like in paper two also, Upanishad, there is no proper structure, there is no proper logical things that you can connect. You just need to remember. Like in one Upanishad, they will set like Om is having 4 component. In other Upanishad, you will find Om is having 8 components. Similar is these higher education and environment. So the strategy you are going with paper two, like revise again and again. At least uh, as in my time, I revised this Upanishad and this higher education and environment. Environment, I totally left it. I did not study even a single word from environment. But higher education, I just revise it again and again. Similarly, paper two, I revised again and again. At least you have to revise everything 25 to 30 times. Then something will be there in your mind. And the thing I want to say you, like this is the first time you are preparing very well, and the others who are giving their exam first time, please don't compensate yourself like you have to do it anyhow. If you will make your thinking like this, like you have to do this anyhow, you have to pass the exam, then you
mm,
will be you are stressing yourself.
yeah,
Nothing will happen in a short duration. You just give exam with confidence, without any fear and without compulsion of passing the exam. UGC NET exam is very much tough as compared to other subject. Yoga is bit easy, but now yoga is not that much easy. So don't force yourself like you have to do it anyhow. Just enjoy the exam. Just try to figure out how was your preparation, and if you pass the exam, it is very good. And if not, if you will be like enjoying this exam, if you will not be forcing yourself, then you will be very much ready for the next attempt. And what is the best thing in UGC NET exam, it happens in every 6 month. After 3 or 4 months, there will be another exam. After 4 or 5 months, there will be another exam. You will be preparing for another exam. It is not a very it is not like a SSC exam or any other exam where you have to wait for 1 or 2 years. Like now government will uh, start recruiting some, and government will give some vacancy, start recruiting, and government will take 2 or 3 years. There is no thing in UGC NET. Every 6 months they have to organize UGC NET. So please don't compensate yourself, don't force yourself, don't make this compulsory for yourself that anyhow you have to do. And one more thing, please don't force yourself that you have to uh, revise and you have to cover all the syllabus. It is not possible every time, and mostly in your first attempt, it is not possible to cover all the syllabus. The syllabus is very much long, 10 or 20, 10 subject in paper 1, 10 subject in paper 2. So it is very lengthy syllabus. Try to cover now as we are heading towards the last final days of exam. 10 or 11 days are remaining. Try to cover the some things we will cover in the classes, and these things you will be remember in exam because you are reading in last moment of exam. But those things you already studied 2 or 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, try to only cover those things in which you are having confidence. Don't try to start new thing on your own. In place of that, you can revise the things you are having confidence, and then you can score good in your exam. Any
Okay, sir.
uh, any
So, sir,
more thing?
just one thing. So I said that for me, higher education is tough. So, can I just not concentrate more on the topic and look at other topics? Would that be fine?
Just do one thing, revise some important acts, revise some, go through some actually 3 or 4 topics are important in higher education. One is different acts related to higher education, another is
Okay, sir.
different committee related to higher education. So you can do this
Different
just
committees.
different committees related to higher
Okay.
education, like uh, and
Okay.
this new education policies, like in every 10 or 12 year a new committee form, like Kothari commission, what was their amendment, what was their recommendation. So just read
Mm-hmm.
about these committees in higher education,
Okay,
national
sir.
education policy, and some acts related to higher education, like which according to Indian constitution, which acts are giving free education for everyone, compulsory education. And
Okay, sir.
one more, institute of higher education, what is
Okay, sir.
university, what is deemed university, what is private university, how many universities are there. And if you are having a good like general knowledge, like IITs are this much, IISC is in Bangalore, this institute is in this city.
Mm.
On these
Okay, sir.
3 or 4 topics, they ask 3 or 4 questions from higher education. From remaining topic like ancient education, like professional,
Got it, sir.
non-professional education, they will ask only one question. So these are the scoring areas of higher education.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Okay.
what is the usual, like every time, what is the
Mhm.
usual cutoff for the general cast for JRF? Like, Approximate
Okay,
range.
for general caste, if you are planning for JRF, in my time it was around 218, and you can
Okay.
add this like it goes never beyond 222, and it goes never down than 214, 216. So 216 is lowest and 222 is highest. If the paper is very easy, then maximum it will go to around 222. You can target 220. I think 220 will be
Okay, sir.
sufficient.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, and one more thing, if you are from general category and if in your family uh, or if you are self-dependent, if you are not having government job, then general category you can apply for EWS certificate from next attempt. In this you already filled the form. If you are from general category and in your family no one is from government, uh, no one is having government job, and even if your family member are having government job but not in papers, not having the income up to 8 lakh per year. In private job, doesn't matter how much is your income, you can write it on papers up to 8 lakh. But in government job, if your income is up to 8 lakh, then you can apply for EWS category. And in EWS category, you get relaxation up to 10 marks, like
Mm-hmm.
280 goes in general category. And if you will apply through EWS, you need to submit some document and you need to make EWS certificate. It is not that much complex process. Almost every general student is having this EWS certificate. So you can
Sir,
also
but
make this certificate.
my like in my case, yeah, as you said, nobody is in government, but yeah, for EWS, you have it being in private also. We have to show the income certificate, no, sir, like that. Like it is below 8 lakhs, like that.
Below 8 lakh, and it is not very complex process. You just need to tackle some government things like how they are working in your area. And I have seen many of my friends, they belongs to well-to-do family, but they are having EWS certificates. By
Okay,
this you get relaxation of around 8 to 10 marks, and it matters very much in especially these type of exam. So if you are
mm,
having these, you should go for this. And
okay,
there is like no bad thing in this. Government only started this reservation only for general student. Next time you
okay,
can apply this EWS certificate. And for
mm,
EWS, the cutoff goes around 208, 206, 10 marks or 5 question relaxation you can get.
okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So any other points you want to discuss regarding exam, or we will stop here?
Sir, in this paper one, 5 units, could you please suggest this five is if you are very much well studied means it is okay like that. Is there in easy like that? You can tell me, sir. In that
Uh,
out of because something is not some for every year that questions will be differ in some units, but some like that I'm asking.
like you want to ask important points from various units.
No, no, no. Just in that 10 units, if you already told, no, if you are weak in max, you're not having any knowledge in max, mean you can, that is, it is 2 3 questions only. So you better focus like that. Is there anything?
Okay, like you are asking about 5 unit, which are like
10
where you
unit
go.
in that very common, very important. And if you focus, more questions will be asked like that.
Okay. For paper one, it is not that much complex. Paper one, it is very easy. Like from every unit, there will be 5 question,
Every
and
unit.
it
Okay,
depends.
sir.
From every unit, there will be 5 question, and it depends on person to person, like which unit uh, you are comfortable with. For me, this logical reasoning ITC, research, teaching, communication. These all are scoring subject if you just understand the concept, if you just remember some concept. Except higher education and except environment, it is very much easy to score in all the subject. One more thing, try to do one more thing. What happens in paper one? Usually I am teaching you in a very simple language because I have to explain you various concepts. But the problem is UGC asks question in very difficult language. Most of the student, they are unable to score in paper one. The reason is not that they are not having knowledge of that paper one subject or knowledge of that domain.
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
is
sir. You are
it is because they are not habitual with UGC language, the language UGC is using, the format UGC is using. Most of the students, they just solve KVS Madan, they just solve Arihant. And if we compare the question of KVS Madan with Arihant, this is not even 1/10 of UGC NET exam. So if you are doing question, try to do UGC NET previous year question, and previous year question are very much helpful. If you are not even able to attempt all those questions, just try to read those questions. Just reading those questions is also very important and beneficial. You came to know how to read these questions. You are habitual of reading those tough and complex questions, and ultimately after some time you will be able to solve those questions. So the scoring in paper one becomes tough because we are not habitual with the complex structure of UGC NET paper one question. So for this, try to solve previous year question as much as you can. You can even practice something with this UGC NET. I will show you. Okay, screen is not visible.
Yes, sir. Not visible, sir.
Okay, this link, just open in this. UGC NET paper. You can also select yoga and paper one. At least try to solve one or two paper. Two paper are available, one of paper one and one of paper two. And you will be familiar like which type of screen you will get there. Actually, uh, in your first attempt, you get comfortable with the environment of your exam center. You get comfortable with CBT, computer-based this computer-based testing. You get comfortable with software UGC is using. So this you can solve. Like this is
Can
similar
you
like,
share, sir?
I will share this link just after the class. So this is the same screen you will get in your exam. You can also get one paper one of yoga here, but that paper of yoga is not that much beneficial. It will be just beneficial to get an idea, else it is a waste now because it is 2019 paper, and from 2019 now UGC increased very much difficulty. One more thing is that there are some if you are targeting for JRF and if you are uh, trying to increase your score anyhow, then you have to do previous year question. And for previous year question also, there are some website, like I will mention one website, test book. as I use this website, Textbook. Textbook is a website. Their subscription is also not very costly. They give around 3-4 in 300-400 you will get yearly subscription, maximum 500, and you can open it and in textbook you will find all the previous year paper, solution of all the previous year paper, and you can even attempt all the previous year paper just like this. First they will just give you paper like this, and then after completing this paper they will tell you what is your rank in all the other textbook participant. Then you can also solve that paper. So these type of things are also very good in scoring marks in paper 1. This link I will share.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we will discuss all these things in next upcoming classes. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Next
very
class.
much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, next class we will cover the remaining Western logic. You can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.